Hey everybody, welcome in. Happy Friday. Hopefully you are at home on your way. Well, hopefully you're not watching this on your way home. Maybe you can pull the audio in on your Android Auto or Apple Play through your car or something like that if you want to listen. But hopefully you're at home, already kicking back and relaxing, enjoying your weekend. I know here, with everything going on in terms of people leaving early and staying at home and everything. So most people, I think, in Arizona are already at home, just chilling out. So um, I'm Paul. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Please subscribe. We're trying to grow the YouTube channel, put out better content, do live streams like this more and more often. So, and that's one of the ways that we can do that is just making sure that you guys are subscribed and do your job, quote unquote job, to make sure that you're getting all the news and all the insights and all the videos on time. So subscribe, like this. If you really feel like it, click the bell. That way you'll get notified when we post a new video or go live. I know as somebody who watches a lot of YouTube live streams, I kind of hesitate to click the bell very often. There's only a few channels that I want to immediately know when they go live or post new content. So, so there's kind of that. It's a little bit. I understand. I understand some people's hesitancy. Oh, I don't want to subscribe to too many channels, or I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to be notified by all these different channels. But if you would, and you really like our content, click the bell, be notified. A couple of admin notes before we get started. First off, if you want to chat in the chat, hello Scott, nice to see you. Obviously, you can hear me. I was going to ask that next, but thanks, Scott, for saying hi and jumping in the chat first off the bat. If you want to chat, from everything that I have been able to glean, you need to be signed into YouTube or in order to be able to chat and communicate and interact with us. So there's kind of the first thing off the bat. Secondly, I know that we had sent out some information about the sticker contest images being shown off in this video. Unfortunately, I could not get those imported into my software correctly. So, hey Terry, thanks for jump on and subscribing. Thank you for loving our products. Hey Ish, if you are unfamiliar with Ishmael, that is the man behind the artwork. He is an incredible artist and graphic designer, and we are lucky to have him as an unofficial member of Karis Pen Co. Hey Brian. So I kind of got knocked off track. So if you're here to see that, we have chosen winners. We have 6 chosen images that are going to be turned into art or into stickers that we're going to use. I will be working on compiling all those into an email and sending those out in an email format on Monday, and potentially doing, hey Steve, and potentially doing a follow-up video, not live, but just something we'll post. Juan, how's it going? Oh, hey, hi, hello. We got people from all over the place. Potentially doing a video where we do show those off if I can get this software working. I don't know. There was an update that was done to my software, and I can't import still images, like to do the slideshow. It wasn't working like I've done in the past, and to do still images, it would let me do 1, and then when I got to like 3, it wouldn't import them anymore. So with that being said, I've kind of put that on hold. We're not going to show them off, but there were some great things. I will say, if you were part of that process, we are going to edit some of the stuff that was sent to us, because we wanted it to be open to anybody, even if you didn't have any artistic background. You were just kind of throwing some stuff together. We are going to modify some artwork and just kind of spruce things up, make things, but we'll definitely, we're going to figure out a way to tag the artist if we've changed their artwork at all. So, because it's important for us to attribute the art to who, and the design to who came up with it. So best believe we're going to go ahead and do that if we kind of change some stuff, tweak some things. There's some stuff that was a little bit rough, but that's neither here nor there. They were great ideas. Will I announce the winners today without showing them? So I don't, the issue with that is I don't have, so I can tell you, let me look. Let me pull up the images and see if I can figure out who sent them in. I can definitely give you the top three, the first, second, and third place winners. And we'll, you know what, I should have done like a scroller or something that had their like handles, but a lot of them just use their names, and I really don't, I don't feel comfortable putting out people's names like that. However, let me see if I can pull them up. And Jerry, is that you who asked that? I just want to be sure. Like, JB is, I just see your handle is JB. So, if I can get to the product. Sorry, now that I've been asked that question, I'm kind of moving around and doing all kinds of stuff. Let's see here. For whatever reason, I can't find the email that had all the. Boy, I'm sorry if you're watching me. Okay. So first place is Addie B. First place. Knocked it out of the park. We chose one of hers. We're gonna do a little bit of a modification on her submission. I hope I'm getting pronouns correct. But yeah, for sure, hers was just the flag with some an image. Honestly, an image that that we were jealous that we didn't think of first. I'll put it to you like that. So yeah, so she's first place, definitely. David B, second place. And then we have, I forget, I believe the gentleman's name is Rodrigo, third place. And then our runners up, I'll announce those later. Oh, congrats, Jerry. Yeah, her stuff was awesome. Awesome work. We really, both myself and G just really were like really blown away by the concepts that she had. And the one with the flag specifically was one that when I opened up the email, I was like, how have we not thought of this already? Why is somebody else showing us this? But, you know, when you're so close to the product and so close to everything, sometimes you miss out on stuff like that. And yeah, congrats to your daughter. She did a great, outstanding job. So those are the top three, Addie, David B, and then Rodrigo are going to be the three first place, second place, third place winners. And then our runners up will be included in the email, and if I do a video follow-up. We'll go ahead and cover that. So that kind of breaks through and brings us in there. Yeah, I encourage you. My daughter is an amazing artist, and she, no matter how often we encouraged her to continue to draw and paint and color, I don't know, she just kind of pushed back against it. And I would just, in whatever way you can encourage that so that it and foster it, definitely do that, because I wish my daughter drew as much as she did when she was a kid, because she drew some stuff that every single time she put pencil to paper, colored pencil or crayon, it was incredible what she was able to come up with, not just in creativity, but also in having no training, and just how good she was at it. So if your kid's anything like mine, and judging by what I've seen, she has a lot of skill, I would definitely encourage your daughter to continue to do that. So that kind of wraps up the sticker contest. I had hoped to have a lot more. We had a lot. We had enough to definitely pull winners from, but I had hoped that a lot of you guys would throw stuff out there, even if it was just ideas, like just you edited stuff, and maybe I didn't communicate that in terms of the survey form or what have you. But this is not the last time that we're going to do something like this. And I know that I'm trying to think in January we did the writing contest, which was absolutely a blast. I read every single word that was submitted, and my wife read more than half of them, all the ones that I kind of had been like, oh, these, are really grabbed my attention. So anything that because I was supposed to only pick a certain amount of the winners for the writing contest, and I couldn't narrow it down. And so I was like, I need your help. And she does that professionally. She is an editor, and has multiple books under her belt, and a developmental editor as well as a copy editor, and she runs the full gamut. So she has skills that I don't have. So I went and read all of the submissions back in January in terms of the writing contest, read them all, and then pulled out my favorites, gave them to her, and said, hey, these are my favorites. You go ahead and look at them. And I would really like to show off some of those, some of what those people wrote, because much like we were going to show off the pictures, the artwork that people submitted for the stickers, the creativity and the stories that people used from the story prompts were absolutely fantastic. As somebody who writes for a living and somebody who loves words, I have to say, if you submitted something, or you are interested in something like that, please let me know. I have thought about just posting them on the blog, one at a time, and then copying them into the emails and basically attributing them to the authors, obviously. But there was some just absolutely fantastic, insightful, creepy, because some of them were horror themed, some of them were sci-fi, some of them were post-apocalyptic. They were kind of all over the map. So like the hairs on the back of my neck were kind of rose up. I got some cool, just awesome like vibes. Some people went out of their way to just throw in tons and tons and tons of Karis lore into their stories. And then some people went in directions that I like, much like the artwork. I had no idea that they would take it, and it was an absolute. I thought it was. So here's what I would say, if I were to sum it up in like a paragraph, because I know I'm getting long-winded. We're 18 minutes in. I thought it was going to be a chore to read through. I think I ended up having 84 stories. And by the end of it, I was just absolutely blown away, totally happy, and really, really impressed. So, from somebody who writes for a living, who gets paid to write, I know it's in a completely different format, but also somebody who enjoys writing that type of thing. The stories were amazing, and so if that's something you would like to read some of those stories, let me know. I'll contact the authors of the stories and ask for their permission to republish their works, because when we sought out those submissions, we did not specify that we would take over copyright of those stories, just because we didn't have a plan to use them in any fashion other than to basically run the contest and get some interaction with people. So there we go with that. But I've kind of tried to waste, I don't want to say waste your time. I've tried to take up some time, because without having those images to show and going in depth on all that stuff, I really only have a few things to cover in terms of stuff to show off. You're going to see things are going to be different. When I switch camera views and you're not looking at me, you're going to notice some differences for a couple different reasons. Thanks for the advice, Steve. I'll take a look at doing something like that. We're in the middle of changing some stuff around here in terms of our camera setups, and the studio is in flux. I've added, I'm trying to get a different angle, which is on a different on a different camera, and that's not going to actually happen today. But I've lost a camera and I've moved a camera. And so you're going to notice some different views and different stuff when I show off kind of what we're going to talk about. And then, like I kind of always do, I'm going to go ahead and do a question and answer. I'll officially open that up here in a little bit. So first off, thanks so much, everybody, for jumping in. I really appreciate it. I love working for Karis. I love the job that I have. Much like I've had a lot of jobs that I haven't loved. And this is a job that I enjoy coming to work every day to do. And so being here on a Friday, spending some time with you guys is definitely something that I really enjoy doing, even though it's technically my day off, or a day off, because we tend to work 410s. That being said, it's been a little bit of a rough couple weeks. So I apologize if I'm a little bit scatterbrained, but let's get back on track. So I'm going to show off the first thing that I'm going to roll out here, and we'll just switch over, and we can talk about what I have here. So if you've been around a while, then you know that we did some flame-treated titanium pins. And big hit. Those were a big hit. People love them. And I had, when talking about those, said, hey, what we really want to do is we really want to do anodized titanium pins. And so what you're looking at here is the first really test run of anodized titanium pins. I partnered with Zoe this past week and basically kind of gave her some directions, and much like she always does. So Zoe, if you're not familiar with her, she is one of our team members who makes our custom resins. She's also in charge of anodizing our titanium pins, and she will be doing some carved / I don't want to say hand hammered, but she's using different methods to remove surface area from from some of our titanium, and then anodizing them, and then stripping away material, and making some beautiful, beautiful pieces of art. Those are going to be down the road, and they will be very, very limited, and quite a bit more expensive, because she's putting a lot of actual like labor into those. So these are dragon skin, titanium dragon skin bolts. And basically what she's done is she has anodized them in like the kind of the main spectrum of the colors that we have that are kind of available that we can hit. It's a little bit difficult to see this left one, and the two far right pins, as well as this kind of, in the image, it almost looks like a dark blue or a black. This pin, the middle pin, and then the end pin here. Let's see if I can do this real quick. These pins are difficult in this camera, which is basically a very basic webcam, to see the actual colors. This is, I'm going to try to bring it up. Actually, you know what? Let's see if I can get this. Try to bring it up here. So there you can kind of see just this iridescent, almost like, you know, some of those beetles have that, like, where you can see the color underneath, but you also see the pink and the green. So this is kind of the base color, the first color in terms of the anodized spectrum. And then this color is actually it looks kind of bluish, but it's really just a very deep purple. It's honestly, it's difficult to see, but it is kind of a deep purple color. Beautiful color. I'm not a purple fan, but it is a really gorgeous color. And then this is a very bright light green. So the one next to it is almost like that monster green. And this is like I don't even know what the color is. I wish it would. That's the difficulty of using. I'm going to try to hold still here and see if I can get the image to. There we go. It's a greenish yellow almost tinge to it. So whereas this is a darker, noticeably darker, but also kind of brighter green. This one is like a yellower, almost more iridescent, translucent green. This is like a copper with pink in it, like a copper with a pink tinge to it. And then obviously we have the pink here. This is one that we didn't get put together all the way. It's part of the way it would be kind of like in between these two. And the reason that it's two colors is basically because the finish on the base material on the top is tumbled, whereas the bottom is shiny. So that's why you get the two different colors. Then you've got your standard blue. This is like a teal, almost like a teal turquoise-ish tinge to it. So I wanted to show these off. Let me kind of look at some of your comments real quick and see if you have any questions about this stuff specifically. Let's see here. Yeah, the bluish, blackish, purplish one, definitely. Yeah, you guys kind of all honed in on that dark one. It's the most dramatic for sure. My personal favorites are going to be the blues and the greens. This is my color spectrum right here. These colors. I'm a green fan. You'll see that here in a second when I show off. Not a second, in a couple minutes when I show off some of the other stuff. So look for stuff like this. Once we nail down, I'm going to go ahead and I know that you guys are loving this view, but I'm going to switch back to me and you can stare at my face. So, boy, I lost my train of thought. I should have kept it over on the other screen. Um, yes, it is an electro anodized. It's basically we've taken an etch solution and then using specific frequencies, um, kilowatts or kilohertz. You know what? Zoe has watched all of it. She runs a charge through a solution. It anodizes the pins. Everything's done in house. So we're gonna do. If I have my way, we'll do sets basically, where we'll do colors spectrum. So we'll do the main colors that everybody kind of wants: that dark, the pink, the dark purple, the blue, the teal, and the green. So those 5 colors will kind of be our standard colors. And then we'll probably offer a set that has the non-standard colors added to it. Yeah, she said the same thing, Brian. She had a real hard time getting the greens to come out specifically. So that's something that she was like, I'm really struggling to get the greens all the way. So she did a great job. Absolutely blew it out of the park, like knocked out of the park, whatever the saying is. She did, much like she does with the resins and everything like that. She did an amazing job. So we're gonna kind of hone in our process on that, make sure that we have everything dialed in, make sure that we're doing the pre-process the right way and the post-process the right way, so that we can offer some really solid pens for you guys to purchase. But they're going to be in much smaller batches than our standard titanium stuff. And right now, I don't even have a whole lot of titanium stuff. However, let's take a pause on showing stuff off and kind of get into, let's go ahead and get into questions. So if you guys have any questions, I'm going to step away to set up another image that I have and do some other things real quick. I need to set up one more pen that I want to show off. I need to grab a couple other things. I'm going to get something to drink. So while I'm on a quick break, a couple minutes, maybe 2 minutes max, if you have questions, think about them. When I come back, we'll go straight into the Q&A. All right. So right now, and there we go. All right, sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. I am back. So hopefully you've had a chance to think about some questions, and I can answer those. There's a couple over there currently, and I will kind of get into those real quick. If you have any that you've thought of, please drop them in there. They can be anything, obviously. They can be pen related. They can be product related. They can be, hey, what's the shop like? Hey, how many people do you have? Hey, it's weird. So sorry, I had something pop up on my other screen. So if you're wondering why I'm looking all around, I have dual monitors set up here. So my camera is here, right above my main screen, and then I have another screen over here. And the program that I run, Streamlabs, is on my main screen, and then I actually have the YouTube streaming, which is like 15 seconds behind over here. And I got a message over here that popped up, and I thought it might be something bad happening to the stream. It's not. Okay, so let me get into the questions. Steve, in terms of like customized titanium stuff, that may be something that we add down the road after we've released some of the actual anodized titanium, and have some like parts available. Like right now I have, how many did we say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 anodized pins. And I have 9 anodized pens, and I feel like a couple of you guys will get some of these pens tonight. Since I didn't plan a giveaway, we'll run one here tonight and do a giveaway on these test anodized pens, and get them into your hands instead of in my hands. That being said, we will probably add some build a titanium bolt stuff options to that kind of. They'll be added into that when we bring that back. The problem is that the build a bolt thing kind of got out of control, specifically because we'd have walk-ins come in, and they would build bolts, and then I wouldn't know what they took, and so our inventory would be off. And so somebody would buy something and we would be out of it, or something like that. So it was a little bit hectic. Shipwreck fountain pens in the works. I plan on getting Hunter. Hello. I plan on getting some copper stuff together next week to get to Don so he can make some more shipwreck stuff. So yes, that is going to happen. Do we still make parts for cars? Yes, we do. We actually, it's not very frequent. We have a couple of people that we specifically do contract work for. The majority of those cars are either custom for a collector, or they're done specifically for sale or show at the Barrett Jackson Auto auction. So we work with a local customizer here and do a lot of work for him. Bill and Bill Karras, the owner, and many other people that, and his friends and stuff like that, use the shop to make custom parts for their own cars, their Volkswagens and C10 Chevys and stuff like that. So we do work. He does work with that, or we'll do things for that. We make components, customized components for, we make more components for customizing motorcycles than we do for cars. We have one fairly large contract that is a local company that does motorcycle customization, and so we make some specific parts for them. But realistically, it's far, far smaller than it used to be. Titanium nibs, we have tried to test it. We've tested the flame titanium and laser titanium Once we nail down the titanium on our rollerball pins, I will give some of the nibs, some of our test nibs to Zoe to try. The only reason I'm hesitant to do that is those nibs are very expensive. And I know that our pens are expensive as well, but like the pens are something we manufacture and we source. So if we screw one of our pens up, one of the guys here will take it and use it, what have you. If we really jack up some of the nibs, we're out, 45 euros or something like that for the cost of the nibs. So I want to make sure we have the process dialed down before we get into to anodizing the titanium nibs. But best believe that is definitely going to be something that we do in the future. Okay, so the Ishmael, no, the bookcase behind me is a real bookcase. It's got all kinds of random stuff on it. This is a light, an Art Deco light that Bill found at a pen show. That is a nib. This part is actually shaped like a nib. These are some of our. This is a 3D printed decograph, the first decograph that was ever made at all outside of a drawing. This is actually 3D printed from a major 3D printing company. This is one of the Normandy 44 sets that didn't a box that we made that was broken. Obviously, an exit sign over here. I've got a nice little cactus. One of our speedsters. In fact, the only speedster we have left. What else do I have? I have some adult beverages down here that normally would be up here. But I just didn't put them up there today, so now they're up there. And that's kind of about it. I'm still trying to fill this out. So Brian, in terms of the Starliner and the reactor series, I don't know how to answer that question. We're probably going to discontinue that pen completely. Unfortunately, there has been we've poured a ton of capital, R&D capital into the reactor pens, and due to basically everything going wrong that could possibly go wrong with those pens, they're a major loss in the columns in terms of how many we did end up having that we sold, and how many that I have in the shop right now that are that we can't sell. I legitimately cannot sell them. I would have a hard time giving them away because the material that we sourced for those ended up being so pitted and completely problematic with just voids and holes in the aluminum that we can't know, like, having the reputation that we have and taking our product into account. We just can't sell product like that. And nor can we give it away. It would just be kind of a blemish on the company as a whole. So for now, we're taking a huge pause on the reactor pens. I hope that we do something similar to that. In fact, Bill and I talked about that this past week, about potentially doing something similar to that. We do want to have a new pen that's kind of in that same line, that same vein. And so that's kind of one of my goals, is to find something that we can make that is in that line, and potentially we can resurrect that that brand with that, but it's going to be new. Yes, Jerry. I do this year want to get parts up on the store in terms of bolt knobs and the only reason we haven't sold clips is because everybody asks us about clips and screws, and the honest to God truth is we don't sell clips and screws on our store because the bolt, if you specifically for the bolt, if you buy a set of a clip and a set of screws, you're going to strip it out. I have no idea why it is. It's not the case with an EDK or any of our other pens, but there's something with the way people put the clip on the bolt. 9 times out of 10, when we have sold a clip and screws to somebody and they've gone to install it on their bolt, aluminum bolt, they've emailed us back about 4 days later and said, I stripped out my threads on the bolt. And so that's why we don't sell clips and screws. Now, that could change. We could change that. But knobs, for sure. We sell Parker conversion kits. I'm gonna try to expand that this year in terms of what we offer of singular type items. Let's see here. Ian, how do we decide what colors to launch? No. Actually, Ian, everything here has been opened. If you're talking about the bourbon, both of these have been opened. In fact, I'm sipping right now. I'm sipping the Buffalo Trace. I sipped the 1910 a couple days ago. So, do not fear. I don't normally drink at work, but I decided to pour myself a glass while I sat here and tried to get everything ready. So I'm slowly sipping a glass of the Buffalo Trace. The Buffalo Trace is in my cup right now. Is in my glass right now. You're gonna have to. I'm gonna need to clarify on what colors we decide to launch. It just depends. Like the colors for Cerakote pens are basically I just look at the Cerakote website and say, hey, this might be a good color, or this might be a good color, or this might be a good color. In terms of anodized, like anodized aluminum, it's just kind of like I'll launch whatever we can kind of source. Like if we have, if I can get gold, I'll get gold. If I can get pink anodized on aluminum, I'll get pink. If I can get purple, whatever it is, I will. I'll try to launch whatever color I can. In terms of the Vertex stuff, the stuff that Zoe makes, we've given her kind of carte blanche to do whatever she wants as she learns the process. So a lot of the stuff that you've seen is stuff that she's just like, I'm going to combine this color and this color and this color. Bam. The Constellation stuff, she wanted to make pens that were kind of like Galaxy pens. That's what everybody around here called them, the Galaxy pens. I didn't call them the Galaxy because there are tons and tons of Galaxy pens out there. I wanted to call them Nebulas, but other pen manufacturers have named their pens the Nebula, and so we went with Constellation, and then I named them after. We can go down the road with that, but like we've given her kind of carte blanche to make her the colors and the pens however she wants to. Let's see. I want to make sure I get everybody's questions here. Yep. Ish, you have a standing invitation. In fact, anybody in the comments has a standing invitation. Anybody, period, can come into the shop. We're open for business Monday through Thursday, 7 to 4:30-ish. You can come in. We'll give you a tour. We'll let you mess around with whatever we have to mess around with. You can see the front, back, the middle, between, everything that we have in the shop. We're not going to hide anything from you. You get the full tour if you ask for it. So you can, I don't know if you can jack up a bunch of pens, but you can try to. So the Speedsters, I'm really hoping that we can get back to the Speedsters this year, Eric. we have a redesign on that, and hopefully when we have some mill time open up, we can get some of those. Yeah, Brian, I know. We will. I'm going to go through all of the reactor pins that we have, and anything that's good that is 100% sellable. I'll offer. Chances are to the Pen Club members first for those reactor items, and the rest of it will be either recycled, or if it can be used and is not terrible looking, we'll put them into the school program, or we'll send them to schools that we partner with for that type of stuff. What do I recommend for cleaning pens? So I assume this is a question about fountain pens. And I'm going to answer this as broadly as possible. I always start, so primarily as a fountain pen user, I always start with the least aggressive cleaner as possible. And for me, that is hot water. So I will use hot water to clean, basically not hot, warm enough that you could hot to the touch. So it's not going to burn you. You know, I don't have a temperature in mind, but like you're not going to get burned from it, but it is noticeably hot water from the tap. Or if you have a crazy hot tap, then, regulate it to where you can put your hand underneath it, but you know that it is hot water. I start with that. And depending on the material of the pen, a soft brush, especially internally, usually, unless the pen is a demonstrator. If it's on a nib, I'll disassemble the nib as much as possible and let those soak. If that doesn't clean any of ink or the residue, then I'll add a couple drops of Dawn dish detergent. I tend to err on the side of as few additives as possible to the dish detergent that I use. So I stick with the blue Dawn, the stuff that you can get basically everywhere in the United States. I don't know if it has a different name in another country, but it's unscented dish detergent. It's a dark blue color. I'll add a couple of drops to that to a container similar to my cup, to my glass. Put warm to hot water in there, and then submerge whatever items I'm trying to clean in that. If that doesn't work, there are several different solutions on the market. Goulet's Pen Flush is probably the most highly recommended one that I come across. I can't remember the other one. It's something Easy E, that used to be on the market a long time ago. But those are all options that I use. Now, if you're talking in terms of metal pens, aluminum, brass, or copper, you can get really, really aggressive with those. You can use ammonia, bleach, not together, obviously. I frequently will tell people to use white vinegar to clean their metal pens. I know it smells, but it's a pretty good cleaner. And hot water. Invest in a $25. What's it called? Rapido Ease. Thank you, Ish. That is the stuff. That stuff, if you can find it, is gold. It'll take stains off basically everything. The only thing you're not going to get off with a Rapido Ease is probably Bay State Blue. But I would invest in a sonic cleaner. And I use those for basically everything. You can find them on Amazon or eBay for like $25. A lot of them have a heat setting. Put the water in there, put some drops of Dawn in there, and basically you hit it with everything all at once. It gets almost everything out of the pen. The only thing that you're not guaranteed to get out of is particulates like shimmer ink that has flecks of glitter in it. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Da, 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 da. Okay. So Juan, in terms of the clip caps, depending on how well, actually, you know what? Send me an email at Pollock. So this is for Juan about your clip, your cap. Send me an email at paul@caruscustoms.com. Yeah, ultrasonic. There you go. Juan, send me an email at paul@caruscustoms.com. And I have some older caps that I could get you that have a clip on it. We have some old V1 stuff, then that was basically the time frame that we had the clipless caps. So I have some of those laying around. The new ink caps will fit on there, but it's not ideal. Okay, let's see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shut down the Q&A for now and show off the last thing because we're at 4:50. I'd like to wrap up around 5 so I can head home. My daughter and her boyfriend come home. How many people work at Karis? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have about 10 employees right now. So we have 10 employees currently at this time. There's about 4 or 5 of us that work up front. Actually, you know what? We have 11, 12 employees, 1 part-time employee, 1 new full-time employee. So there's about 5 of us that work up front, 1 part-time up front worker. So that's 6, and about 6 that work in the back. That counts Bill, who works wherever he wants to work. So we're a really, really small company. Let's see. Jerry, you know what? If you let me know, I will make sure that we can find you a fluted violet bolt. We've had some in the past that I might have 1 or 2 of them laying around, and if not, I've got some fluted bolts that are coming off the machines, and we can take care of you. Eric, do I ever draft emails in pens? So I'll just go ahead and show some stuff in front of the camera, and say not specifically in terms of long form drafting. So what I will do is I'll do stuff like this. So this is this is basically the 2021 year in review notes that I made for the video for that. So I'll write all this in pen. I have multiple different, like, this is for my newsletters, and it's not in depth. It's just notes that I make. So stuff like that. I have hundreds and hundreds of, not hundreds. I have 20, 30, 40, 50 different. This one's a pocket notebook. This one, Turn On, Australia and New Zealand Global Post Shipping, which is a new form of shipping when shipping was down. So I have probably 15 different notebooks that I write in. Most of them are for work. Many of them are specific to, like, this one had newsletters. The one that I showed you had videos. That one is specifically for videos. I have a lot of these pocket notebooks that I literally just take on the fly notes in. And then I have, and then I have these as my personal notebooks, in terms of, I have a microdot in here, which I've shown off before, and then a crossfield as well. And that's for my poetry and short stories and stuff, but I don't really draft emails in pen like long form. I'll take bullet notes about what I want to put in the emails, but that's about it. That's about all that I write out fully in terms of writing stuff out in long form. All right, so I want to get wrapped up. Like I was saying before, my wife is driving back from Flagstaff, Arizona, NAU, where my daughter is at. She picked her and her boyfriend up today. Today starts their spring break, and so I'm anxious to kind of not that I don't mind chatting with all you guys, but I want to get home and be there for them and spend some time with my kid and her boyfriend and my wife. But I have one more thing that we can show off. So many of you have been waiting for this. So instead of staring at me rambling and mumbling, here we go. Let's get into it. So if you have been asking, and I apologize once again for the quality of this video. Like I said, we're in flux. This is the one of the first titanium EDKs to come off the machines, finalized. This is mine. It's got some scratches on it and stuff like that. I just threw on a green clip, as I said earlier. Excuse me. Green is my favorite color. I put a green clip on mine, much like I have a green clip on my titanium bolt that I've showed off here. That was basically what we did for the St. Patty's Day release. So you can expect this, I would say, before the end of March, in probably a week and a half. If you're looking for a titanium, wow, we have a celebrity in, we have a celebrity right now in the YouTube. Everybody say hi to Mark Bacchus. In my opinion, the best nib grinder that money can buy. If you're in need of a ground nib, Mark is your man. Hi, Mark. Nice to see you. But yeah, so this is kind of the big thing right here. We've been struggling with this. We had a machine go down. We weren't able to get the clip screws machined and everything like that. So, but if you've been waiting for the titanium EDK, here it is. A week and a half. Hopefully, in fact, I'm really hopeful that we can release this pen by the end of next week. So by Friday, I hope that this is what I'm releasing next Friday. Yeah, we've got it. If you want, I can put this one in a package for you on Monday and send it out to you, Mark. If you want one of the prototype ones that's got some scratches on it. But that's kind of the big reveal. And before anybody asks in the comments, yes, we are working. I'm not going to commit to anything. But we are working on titanium clips and a titanium click mechanism for the EDK and the retract. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. But if Bill and myself and Josh have anything to really do about it and can pull it off, we will add those items to our inventory, to our catalog. So, but that's going to be down the road. So, you can hold off and not get your titanium pins until later, or you can grab onto one of these and pick up one of our early ones when we release it. Okay, so back to me. Sorry, you have to look at me one last time before we wrap things up. I don't really have a lot left to cover. I really appreciate you guys and ladies being here, spending some time with me. Titanium cube. Oh boy, I don't know about that one. We're having a hard enough time sourcing titanium in sizes that we can make pens out of right now. Making a titanium cube would be a feat right now. I'm not going to say no, but you will see if we do anything out of titanium, you'll see titanium added potentially to 4K and 8K lids before we would do cube. So, and titanium fountain pens are in the works. Probably, I mean, I'm not going to say which one's going to be first, but I would imagine we'd roll that out with inks. Is that the first? That one over there is well, it's not the first. Bill has like the first titanium EDK V2 in his pocket right now. But yeah, that is one of the first titanium EDK V2s. So, I lost my anyway. I really appreciate you guys spending some time with me. I have no kind of, I don't have a, excuse me. Hold on one sec. I got a tickle in my throat. I don't have like any kind of preconceived notions of how many people are going to jump on here. Oh man, I apologize. And be a part of the live streams. Boy. I'm grateful that this is something that there's 20 something of you right now that it's telling me is in here. Enjoy us doing. And we hope to be able to branch out. I would love to do a live stream like this with Ish and Mark on here. And, we can talk about nib grinds and artwork and what inspires both of them to do their jobs down the road. This is kind of a labor of love that I came up with. Live YouTube and live video is becoming a really big thing. And so we definitely want to be a part of that. But it's nice to know that that you guys get something out of it. So I really appreciate you showing up, because it would be extremely difficult for me to do this live stream if there was nobody here. And it's part of my job. So I appreciate it. Yes, we're going to give away the bolts. I've got to figure out a way to do like a giveaway where it's like we do it live. But for now, please email. I have to find the email now because it's not my email. I don't want you flooding my email with emails. As much as I love hearing from you guys, I don't want to be flooded with emails. Okay, so everybody that's in the chat right now, send an email to karispenco@gmail.com. Okay? All one word. In fact, I'll type it in here just so we're on the same page. Say hi. Give me a thumbs up. Tell me what the best part of the live stream or the worst part of the live stream was. Please do that in the next 10, 15 minutes. That way I know that you are actually in the live stream. And then on Monday, I'll go through all the emails and and draw some winners. I've got 8 pins that are actually worth sending out. This kind of pinkish purplish one in 2 different colors. I don't actually even have a knob for that one, so somebody around here will get that. But email karaspenco@gmail.com. Titanium bolt giveaway, live stream. Throw something in the comments, and then I'll run a random generator, and we'll give away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 of them, and I'm going to give them away randomly. So I'm going to close my eyes, reach over, dig around, and be like, okay, no, the first person on the random generator gets this pen. And then I'll run the random generator, and that person will get that pen. Include your shipping address in the email that you send me. That's the only thing you're required to include in there. That way I can ship it to you. And this is available internationally to anybody. So I'm not just going to give these away to people in the United States. That's dumb. Otherwise, that's all I have. We're at 5:06, 6 minutes longer than I wanted to be, but that's okay. Cheers. I appreciate you being here. Don't be a stranger. If you don't subscribe to us, you need to subscribe to us. Hit the bell. If you haven't signed up for the Pen Club, purchased into the Pen Club, go to our website and purchase into the Pen Club, because the Pen Club members got 15 brand new of their own, only they got access to them, Constellation Vertexes. And chances are some of these anodized pens, these anodized titanium pens, will only be available to Pen Club members as well. So for the cost of $30 to $35 to get into the Pen Club, you're going to get special stuff, and it's probably going to be worth it. So if you're not a Pen Club member, I highly recommend you purchasing into the Pen Club. We have the last 35 pry bars available and the last 200 coins. I don't even think there's 200. We made extra coins, so we're allowing more people into the club this year. We capped it in previous years to 500 people. We're past that now. But we made extra coins just because that's how much of the rod stock we got. So we made as many coins as we possibly could. So there are slots in the club available. Please purchase into them. You'll get a benefit out of it. I'm going to get a benefit out of it because you're going to be able to interact with me and call me names and yell at me and post on a special Facebook page that, we interact with. Other than that, I can't wait to do our next live stream. I'm thinking about doing a end of the month live stream as well. We're not going to make that a regular thing, but kind of to recap the Karas kickback that we're going to do. I would really enjoy showing off some of the videos and some of the stuff like that to show you guys kind of the fun that we have here around the shop. So I might actually do a live stream towards the end of the month. Stay tuned for that. Otherwise, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Be safe. Be well. Hug your family. And I will talk